So I'm really looking forward to picking up some great tips from you all, because everyone seems to be very knowledgeable and very engaged with it. So yeah, in terms of holidays, we went to Disneyland earlier this year and it was great. So that is currently the favorite.
Everyone loves Disney.
Oh, it's just brilliant. It's just
Yeah.
brilliant.
I really like how they take care of like all the little small details,
Oh, everything. I
every
mean, that
single thing.
just I did kind of have my UX nerd hat on while we were going around, just looking at all the little details, and yeah, it's splendid.
Hmm. Yeah, totally agree. I think Anna is not here. No. Adriana?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's very nice to be here with everyone on the call. A little bit about myself. I recently relocated to Amsterdam, so I've been in touch with some people from the Netherlands just to try to get to know each other. And I'm excited to be here. My experience ranges from project management to product owning and a little bit of consulting, mostly in the digital field. And I've been working mostly with US clients so far. But given that I relocated to Amsterdam, I'll be working more locally on a couple of other things here for now. And I'm excited to learn more about design sprints. We try to tackle some of the challenges that we have using design sprints, and I would like to get more hands-on experience. So gaining more knowledge from those that have run them before is going to be very helpful.
Sorry, I think I missed that. Have you run any virtual design sprint before?
No,
No.
not yet.
But
This is my first
you
time.
have done it for regular design sprints.
They are being done in the company. I haven't acted in one yet, so I'm looking forward to gaining more experience in that.
Mm.
I'm familiar with the concepts, but it's more about getting the hands-on experience. And I've done other types of workshops in the past, but not actual design sprints.
And your pictures of food that you're making me hungry.
Yes. So favorite vacation spot, that's one place near Seattle. So it's a very picturesque place. Then that picture was taken in like May 2018. It's a very nice one. And I'm a little bit of a foodie. So whenever I can and when I travel, I try to explore all the good places where you can eat tasty food. And also, it's about learning more about different cultures and their cuisines. And
Mm.
yeah, I view food as a social activity. And people get to socialize when eating food. And when you taste tasty food, it makes things better. So, yeah.
Yep. I'm just getting hungry.
Sorry for that.
Could you also put in your city, country, and maybe your time zone in
Sure.
there?
Yeah.
Kind of
Doing
keep.
that right
Yeah.
now.
All right. Thank you. Next, Adrian is not there. Lisa.
Hey everyone, my name's Lisa. I am a product manager. I work at Zatu now, so we can say names, it's fine. It's a TV streaming platform. um, and my favorite vacation spot, it might not be my favorite, but it is the last one that is like an actual vacation that I went to, which is the Bahamas, which is amazing. I lived in Canada for a little while, in Toronto. So that's also like my favorite vacation spot now because I go back to visit my friends.
Ah, that I didn't know.
Yeah. I only lived there for 15 months this time, but yeah.
Cool.
And what else were we talking about? Well, design sprint experience. So I have run a bunch of design sprints in person at my last company I worked at TELUS in Canada. We did some partially remote design sprints there, and I participated in the last GVDS.
Cool. Your video just okay.
Did I
Next.
forget anything?
No,
All right.
that's good.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any questions, feel free. Bear?
Yeah, I can't put in my city country. It's locked, and I don't want to lock everything. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
not. It's not
Maybe
locked,
I'm
but
unlocking the whole mural. I couldn't access it with
I
a
can
click, but
put it for you. No problem.
yeah, you know. So I'm a UX designer, but I'm also ready to take over whatever role is needed in this kind of sprint. So I would also try something else than prototyping or facilitating. We already have a good facilitator here, so and I don't have. I'm familiar with design thinking techniques and also did some workshops, but not with a whole sprint. So I'm also looking for more experience about this, having a whole sprint remote and to work together. And the community, I really like it already. And yeah, an unexpected thing is I like games, especially the tiny ones, the indie games. Like this is a picture from Super Meat Boy. I don't know if you know it, but also things like Limbo and so on. So creepy ones.
Creepy
But
one.
yeah,
When I saw that picture, I don't know this game, so when I saw the picture, I thought like there's a hole in your teeth or something.
not today, no, not that I know of. Yeah, anything else? No. Yeah,
Oh, very good.
that's it.
Yeah, we actually, Bear and I actually work together, and working together means like she literally sit across me, like at the same desk. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
see her
sharing room.
like during the day and then in the evening again. So
Yeah, so Sandy is also the reason why I'm here. She was talking about the last GVDS all the time, and so I just needed to figure out if it's really that cool.
cool, nice. Um, so I don't know if I will pronounce the name correctly. Matteo?
Yeah, Mateo. Can you hear me well, right?
Oh, I think your audio is not going through.
All right. One sec. Is that better? Can you hear me well?
Looks like he has like a pretty strange filter, but
What about now?
Yeah, it's good.
better.
This shitty AirPods, you know? I know how this microphone worked, but yeah, always an issue. Well, yeah. So I'm a product manager. I recently moved to a new company that is named Rootstrap. I have like 13 years of experience in tech, but I started as a developer. Then I moved from the dark side to the product side. And personal interest, well, I run design thinking workshops. Then I moved to design sprints because I saw a couple of videos that AJ and Smart uploaded with all this information, this design sprints techniques and tools. And then I completed the masterclass, the design sprints masterclass, and I ran a couple of experiments in my company, but nothing, let's say, online. And a couple of more things. I'm a drummer. I play in a couple of metal bands here. And I co-organize the Product Tank Montevideo. That is, we work closely with Mind the Product. That is the let's say the branding that manages all these tanks. And yeah, I'm really happy to share this space with you folks.
Awesome.
I think that's pretty much it.
Cool. Sounds great. And does anyone, oh, I'm doing the same mistake again. I'm talking when I'm on mute. Yeah, one of the last time I think was like a kickoff or either was like or the LDJ. I was like talking like for a few minutes, and I realized I was on mute. And I wonder why is everyone so quiet? Yeah. So yeah, ignore the schedule on the right side. That is typical from another team. I will update that soon after our section. But I have actually posted our schedule already on Slack. But I will also send out a Google invite after the kickoff section as well. So before we go into doing our design sprint, we need to pick a challenge. So you guys ready? So I hope that you guys have been looking at the different 17 challenges that actually went through the first round, which means people were interested enough to do a LDJ for. So wait, just realized something. Sabrina, I think I forgot about you. Sorry.
No problem. I'm just okay. Very short from my side. So I have a design background, running a design agency, and started beginning of last year with design sprints. And I made already a virtual design sprint with Lisa in April. And I also want to pick up this challenge for this time. Maybe it works. So let's see. So, but I don't have a lot of time. So and I also want to help some groups. So I'm more kind of an advisor. So I don't want to pick something which so I let you choose, and I just observing, and I will also go to another group this evening, and I also will follow up you, Sharon and Sandy, for the talent sprint challenge. So I'm just observing. So, and I want to know you all. So that's also why I'm here.
Ooh.
And I like to go to Italy.
Awesome. Thank you, Sabrina. Sorry, guys. So back to our picking our challenge. So there are 17 challenges in total that we did LDJs for. So the first exercise is that I'm going to start a voting section, and I'm going to give each of you a 17 votes because there are 17 challenges here. What you want to do is you look at the challenge and then decide if you are very interested, okay interested, or not interested in this challenge. Very interested, obviously, is something that you really want to do for the design sprint. Okay interested means you're in the middle, you can do the design sprint form and you don't mind doing it, but it's not something that like you really, really love. Not interested means something that you don't even want to spend your time working on this challenge. This exercise, the main purpose is that I want to first filter out the exercise or eliminate the challenges that any of our team members are not even interested in, because I don't want any of our member, not even single one of you, that will be stuck in a challenge working few days for it that you are not interested at. So is there anyone not understanding the exercise before I start the voting section? All good? So you are going to only vote, so you're going to vote on one vote. You're going to place only one vote on every single challenge. So don't vote 2 times on one challenge. So starting a voting section.
Does everybody understand you have to vote on the thumbs up or the icons? Or
Yeah, so you just place your votes basically on the white card. As long as you place your vote within the border, you're good. And
Okay.
I'm going to vote for the members who could not join our kickoff section as well. So it will be a little bit tricky for me. But I could manage. And if you want to remove a vote, you simply just hold down the Shift key and then click on the same card again. Okay.
Works better than last time, Sandy. Well done.
Yeah, I realized last time was really hard too. Is there an anomalous B in the call? The voice not moving, just want to make sure. Okay.
May I ask a question, Sandy?
Yeah, sure.
Does everyone knows about the everyone know about the challenges? So are you already familiar? Did you already read that before?
I see people nodding. So
Yeah, Robert was posting a lot of stuff, so tried to keep up.
And we were clearly instructed by Sandy to speed up.
Go faster.
So anomalous rhino, you still have 2 votes. The blue one, there are 2 rhinos here. Okay, so everyone is good? I'm going to end the voting section. And let's see, I'm very, very curious. Okay. So what I'm seeing is we only have one challenge that none of us are not interested at, which is the purpose-driven employment. So we're going to do 2 talent sprints on the same challenge. That's kind of unexpected, but I don't mind that. So, does anyone have any questions how I pick out that challenge? All good? Great. So then we can actually skip the second step, which what I thought that if we have more than one challenge that none of us would be not interested at, then I need to pick those ones and then we need to vote on which one we actually need to do. But now since we only have one, then we will just move that forward. So
Sandy?
Yeah.
I see that the next generation innovator or something like that, challenge number 40, has only one person that really doesn't want to do it. Is that a no-go or is that negotiable? Or because I know Why I'm asking it because the topic of purpose-driven employment is, of course, very interesting. But there are already, I think, 2 or 3 teams that are exploring this around the world. My question is, do we want to be the 4th one? I only want to bring it in.
So I'm the only one that said I'm not interested in that, and I'm open to talk about it. I'm just not that interested in like children's education in general, but this is very specific. So if everyone else says they're interested, I mean, obviously everyone else said
maybe we can open it up to not only like children, to more like a bigger range of age. I don't know.
It's still, it's only 3 people that are very interested in it. So I'm not debating that we should do it. I'm just bringing the perspective to see, do we want to do what the rest of the world is also doing?
Or do we want to combine something?
So
I don't think we should
I don't know.
restart looking into the challenges themselves, because that would probably take us really long.
I don't think we should do that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't
like. I would be okay to move my vote from not interested to okay interested, so we can maybe. But I mean, yeah.
No, you're going to spend 4 nights, 5 nights in a row behind the camera, so you better want to do something that's just similar. That's fine. We can reuse content and interviews.
No, like as I said, like I mean, I've seen other people post their videos and like stuff about how they did these kinds of things in school, and that always looked pretty fun. So like I would be open to move my vote to not from not interested to okay interested, and then we can pick one of the 2. Not sure how the 3rd step works.
Okay, we can, if you're absolutely okay with that.
Yes.
I don't, yeah, because I don't want to, like, anyone will be working stuck on a challenge that you're not interested at all. So
No.
Sorry, before we continue,
I don't want to do user testing, but that's okay.
how are the others feeling about this? Because if the rest says, well, I was mediocre interested in it, then let's just move forward on purpose-driven employment.
Yeah, I also think, I mean, also if others are exploring it already, we will have another challenge in the end, because we didn't frame we will do another problem framing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That they will all be different, so maybe we can still go for it.
Let's go for it. I'm not asking to change it. I'm just bringing it up for conversation.
Yeah.
okay, let's just vote on this. So I brought the 2 cards. I'm gonna summon everyone so you know what I'm looking at. So I brought the 2 cards here. So we have 2 challenges to choose from. One is the purpose-driven employment, and the other is next generation innovator. So if you really don't want to do what everyone is doing or innovate, then you can vote on the other. Or if you think that we should do something different than other people, then yeah, we can also vote on, like, depending on what you really want to work on in this design sprint, okay? So I'm just going to give you 1 vote on this one. Doing now this sprint. So voting started. So we have a panda, a rhino, and a bee. I think the rhino and panda is my other browser. Has anyone not voted yet? Okay. All right. I'm adding the voting section, okay? So we have a clear result, which is purpose-driven employment. All good? So summon everyone here. And Adria, I saw you
Yes.
just joined the call.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi to everyone.
You want to do a short introduction?
Oh, yes. I'm working here in Italy, and I'm one of the partner of InSprint. It's a little company with me and Fabrizio, and we are Fabrizio is one of the facilitator for design sprint, and I'm looking to grow my know-how regarding design sprint. And my previous experience it's as a system engineer and programmer. So these are my background, and also I worked with for many years as a social media manager. So this is my experience.
Cool. So you also do Lego Series Play with him?
Yes, I'm working with Lego Serious Play, but I'm not a certified facilitator.
Mm.
So,
Cool.
but I'm yes, and, someone defined me as an official facilitator because I followed many workshops, more or less 20 workshops.
Nice. Yeah, Lego Series Play is something that I really want to get into, but the certification is like crazily expensive. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I got boxes full of Lego for you.
But Sabrina, I saw that you did a workshop
Yes.
thing, yeah?
Yes, I just started. I had on Friday, I tried out at a bar camp a mix between Lego Series Play and Design Sprint. So let's say a design sprint exercises, but I wanted to find out where I can find a sweet spot because each of the methods have something special and they are lacking something. So Lego is more you have more the people in the, let's say, in the solution, in the creation, and design sprint is when I watch that, it's more kind of more focus and topic driven. And when you start with Lego, it's more, you have more your, let's say, your gut feelings and you don't think so much. It's more like just have the flow and you're very, very fast aligned. So I really want to find out. So I made this post and a lot of people just reached out to me. And so I will have a lot of conversation and find out if maybe we can create something together. So that would be nice.
Very, very interesting. For I think Adria and Sabrina, you both joined after I told the team that we are live streaming. So just in case.
Okay.
All right. So let's go into the problem framing. We only have roughly 20 minutes left. I don't think we will go through the whole section. I will stop probably 10 minutes before, and then we will move the rest of the exercise for tomorrow's section. By the way, tomorrow's section is 9 p.m. CET, like Berlin time. Whatever time zone you are, we need to convert, but it's 9 p.m. There's a scrub on the Google Calendar. I was not sure why, but yeah.
Okay.
So we are going to do a super mini problem framing section because if you are familiar with problem framing, it's actually a really, really long process if you want to do it really seriously or not seriously, oh, seriously and thoroughly. But what we are going to do is just a very mini version of it. So what we want to do through this, I have broken it down into 5 parts. The first 4 parts, we are going to try to find out what the problem is, why the problem is worth solving, and where or when this problem actually happens, and who actually will have this problem. And then afterwards, we are going to combine our finding into a problem framing problem statement. So I'll walk you through step by step. The first step we are going to do is to figure out what actually the problem is. So I will start the timer for 3 minutes. What you want to do is you double click on those gray cards there and then write down what you think the nature of this problem is. Does anyone have any questions before I start the timer? All good?
Yeah.
All right. So timer started. Is anyone? Oh, okay. Don't know what happened. Are you all seeing like a duplicate of cards, or is it just me?
Yeah. A lot of duplicates.
Yeah, it's just hanging now.
Okay.
I can't work anymore.
An inception of cards.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Maybe we just refresh the browser.
Like super slow for me too.
You're mute, Sandy.
Am I?
No.
Not now.
Okay.
Maybe it
Still
was
the same issue.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll try to fix the mural. Don't know
I think
exactly.
10 people refreshing is a drama.
Stop. If you could just stop writing. Can't even click on anything.
So this may be another problem, like mural doesn't work properly. I'm kidding.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Did I fix it? No, now it says I'm offline. Oh my god.
Kicked out.
Working
That's
too hard
not
today.
nice.
I'm just looking.
Okay. Okay, it looks fine to me now.
Yeah. For me too. But
I'm
there's
still
something.
waiting.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you send me?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that better now?
Yeah, it works again.
Okay. A lot of stuff got shipped, but I can fix that later. So sorry about that. What is this? Oh, stuff got moved. I think has to be the locking problem. Anyways, I'll give you one more minute because of the tech issue that that happens sometimes for virtual work. And I'll pull down some more empty cards here. So 7 seconds if you could finish what you're writing. And I'm going to remove all the empty cards. Yeah, go.
What did I want to write? No, I leave it.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't matter.
So I'm going to move all the cards to the bottom section here. And everyone, so you know what I'm talking about. What we are going to do is we are going to do a little affinity diagramming. So if you see cards that belongs to is the same category, you just basically move it to the top here and then give it a title. And if you see anything that doesn't belong to any category, don't force it. You can just simply park it underneath the uncategorized cards. And if you see two cards that are identical, you can move one to the redundant cards. Is that clear? Anyone have any questions? No? Okay. You can start.
Sandy?
Yeah.
Can you try not to summon the group at this moment? I'm making a screen recording.
Okay.
My God, that bicycle.
It's the sound of us all working so fast.
We always focus on the performance, which leads to periodic success, not an infinity game.
Maybe negative impact.
I put it in measurement of success. What do you think?
Yeah, it works.
Okay. So I'm going to remove the empty card. So if you, oh, collaboration have nothing underneath. Should I remove that title as well? Okay, taking it out.
Yeah.
And if you could take a moment to see if there's any duplicate cards, and maybe you can just change the color so we can take a look if they are really duplicate. Anyone spot anything? Okay. Reduce the amount of hours worked to increase the work balance. People look for a work-life balance.
Not sure it's the same, but maybe we can rephrase one of them.
Yeah, they're similar but not identical. So I will just leave them highlighted.
Cool.
All right. So going to start a voting section. Let's see how many cards are here. Okay. What is the nature of the problem? And I'm going to give you 6 votes on this one. So you should see that pop up saying begin voting. And you just vote on the gray cards underneath the orange cards, but don't vote on the orange cards or the black one. Okay. One, 2 votes left for Adriana.
Trying to choose.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna end the voting section. So we have 2 cards that have 5 votes. One is understanding what motivates someone, and the other is how to find out about the potential of a person. So what I am going to do is I'm going to highlight those 2 cards and copy them. And so I think we will stop here, but just to wrap this up, this exercise. So what I will do is that I would because we messed up the mural board, so I cannot copy the cards to the next section. But what this means is that these two cards are the main problems, but we will use the one that has the higher unique votes to act as the main problem for our challenge, which is, so the one that gets the highest unique vote is understanding what motivates someone. So the secondary problem would be how to find out about the potential of a person. Is that clear? Questions?
It's a really interesting combination as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love this team. We are
Me
the
too.
best.
Yeah, some really, really interesting thoughts upon those cards. We could go deep.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, I think I'm going to change to another color. And I will fix the mural board so that we don't come in a mess tomorrow. So, since we have around 5 minutes, maybe Jerome, is that enough for you to talk about the talent sprint, or do you want to do you prefer to do it tomorrow?
You do it again, eh? Last 5 minutes.
We can move it tomorrow if that's better for you.
No, let's start and then see what type of questions emerge for tomorrow. So let me just get my small notes over here. As you all know, and I hope it was also a conscious decision, you registered yourself for a team that was also labeled to become a talent sprint. And the talent sprint originated, I think, a couple of months ago from conversations between Sabrina and Robert and myself about how can we use the design sprint and how can we use also a virtual design sprint as we're sitting here as a platform, as an opportunity to have professionals profile themselves, one, to each other, but also towards potential hiring organizations. And the potential hiring organization can be represented in two ways, actually in three ways, I would almost say. You all are hiring managers for your own companies where you work. So you see talent around you, you think, hey, this might be an interesting person, it fits our culture or the opportunity we have. So you are a hiring manager. The second type of hiring manager could be a professional from a company that is looking out for talent. So looking for a specific skill set, capability that matches their organization and potential future vacancies. So that could be a way of also having an engagement with a hiring organization. And the third level could be potential recruiters or headhunters that are participating as an intermediary into these type of events and see you perform in a talent sprint in your specific skills, your capabilities, but also when you demonstrate your leadership skills and your personality. So that's the idea of the talent sprint. Together with Robert, we agreed that also during the GVDS, we would use this as a platform to further test that whole concept of profiling yourself in a virtual workshop like this. And Sabrina and I have been test driving that in October with two teams as such. And it gave us a lot of learnings from a positive point of view, but also the things that might not work. And I want you to be fully aware of that. You understand that a design sprint has a lot of, let's say, anonymous voting in there. Concept creation, ID generation, that is not about whether you are making it or your neighbor. Everybody gets the same type of attention in that whole process. And you can imagine if you want to profile yourself to a hiring manager or to others, that it becomes important to understand who is creating content, how you're doing it, and maybe also to rationalize why you have voted for topic A, B, or C. I hope you noticed that when we were selecting the challenge, I asked, are we sure? And do we want to do something else? And I was actually not interested in the end result, but how Lisa was actually justifying her choice and to actually see her rationalizing that a little bit on screen as well. So it was a kind of a way of how to profile yourself, your reasoning, your thinking. And that's what we would like to do in talent sprinting as well, so that you have the ability to showcase yourself on the stage. But we have to respect the design sprint process as well, as Sandy is preparing it, how she will be facilitating it. So we have to find a middle way in how to maximize you profiling yourself to the world and to yourself, to me, to others, but also how to optimize the design sprint process and create a solution and prototypes at the end in all the, let's say, benefits of this whole process. So it's a little bit of an experiment as well that you're all part of. But what are we going to do as an alternative? One is I'm going to invite you to prepare a Talent Sprint profile, which says a little bit more than your LinkedIn profile, and challenges you also to share a little bit about your career ambitions, your personality, and let's say the learning opportunity you want to get out of an event like this. So that's one thing. During the sprint, I will be observing you also using what I call a Talent Sprint profiler. So I'm looking at, let's say, certain type of design leadership capabilities, design capabilities that fit the process. So I'm not testing you. It's more like, how do I see you perform? What do I see you do? How do you behave in that whole design sprint process? And towards the end of the process, towards the end of the design sprint exercises, we will ask you for active feedback on each other. And we do that not live, we do that after the design sprint event. And we have experienced that in the pilots, that sharing active feedback and sharing that also back towards each other is highly appreciated. Not only from, let's say, how do others see me, but also what type of unique qualities have they experienced and what do they maybe recommend to me. And there can be little things. We have had people say, hey, your blue hair looks excellent on screen. Make sure you always have it. Or someone else said, well, you have a white background behind you. You might want to consider, let's say, be a little bit more energetic or an inspiring environment. So that could be more about how you look in the environment. But other people get feedback on the types of ideas you came with were really breakthrough, or the way you present yourself, let's say, to the world in terms of your ambitions is really differentiating from what I've seen before. So you can imagine that you have the opportunity to profile yourself in different ways. So it is an experiment again, you're part of it, but I hope you all are consciously participating in that. And if Sabrina, as a fly on the wall, or Sandy or myself asks you to stand up and present or to rationalize your idea, it's not only because we want to deviate from the design sprint process, but it's also, let's say, offering you a little bit the opportunity to showcase a little bit more of yourself than just sitting behind the screen with your headphones on and nodding when you've understood me. Thank you, Tom.
I'll say it instead. It sounds really good.
And maybe to conclude, during next week, so not today, not tomorrow, but in the week before the event starts, really kickstarts, I will send you that mural link to the team, Talent Sprint team mural. So not where we do the design sprinting, but where you can profile yourself and where we capture the experiences and where we also will share back the feedback on each other and with each other. So there's a kind of a separate environment to really support that profiling, talent development, talent experience that we want to create also during the GVDS. And I will be your Talent Sprint host. So if you have any questions on the Talent Sprint dimension here, you reach out to me. If you have any questions on the design sprint perspective, you can approach me as well or a colleague, but definitely Sandy is our key facilitator.
Cool. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me. I have to go to another session.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Bye, Sabrina.
Bye.
So anyone have anything to say before we break? Otherwise, see you all
No, just
tomorrow.
Everyone. Sorry.
Just thank you all.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
folks.
time, everyone.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
And I'll
Yeah, we'll
eat
see you all
tomorrow
tomorrow.
before I come.
Yes, have some food.
Was there someone that called my name? Had a question? Okay, nope.
No.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. See you all
Get some
tomorrow.
sleep.
Bye,
See you all
everyone.
tomorrow.
Have a good evening.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.